William Sturgeon was a young accountant living in Nelson when the First World War started, and like many other local men at the time, he enlisted in the military and went overseas. The year was 1916, and Sturgeon was just 26 years old.
So in fall of that year, he found himself over in France, and later, I think it was November, I believe, that he was wounded quite badly with shrapnel in the field, and so that was the end of his time in France. But when he came home, or at the end of the war, he had this viewer and glass plate images that were 3D images similar to sort of a early form of 3D photography, similar to the Viewmaster that people would probably be more familiar with from their childhood.
And thanks to the Sturgeon family, these 3D images are now on display at Touchstones Nelson. The exhibit is entitled Bringing the War Home, a fitting title as the slides depict the front lines in France.
Seeing those images was really, I found them very compelling, and the 3D part just added to it, really. And to think that, or to remember, I guess, that this must have been something that they would have experienced. So beyond any of the other things, there's so much that you could look at related to World War I and other conflicts, but to really have that as central to something that we try and remember or understand any way that we can, I think is important.
Along with the slides, the exhibit showcases a number of photographs donated by the Nelson Legion, which feature local West Kootenay men who enlisted and fought in World War I.
And to actually see their faces and to see something of what they may have experienced when they were there, to make it a little more, it's difficult sometimes, I think, to connect with something that's happened a long time ago or far away, or in this case, both. And when you look at some of these faces, you can say, it's like if you can reimagine them being dressed differently or something, that, it could be us if it was 100 years ago, So that was the intention anyway.
The Bringing War Home exhibit will run at Touchstones Nelson until November 23rd, and on Remembrance Day, admission will be by donation, with all donations collected going directly to the Nelson Legion. For more information on this exhibit and others, visit the Touchstones Nelson website. For Go Kootenays in Nelson, I'm Christina Krichkowski.